future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Gene Powell, Pastamoy, 352-629-2440. A few of our tractor services include bush hogging, disking, and rototilling. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, IOAs, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell, Pastamoy, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to WOCA. Ocala Talk. Tom Schmitz, I'm your host. To wrap up hour number 2 of the Director of the Equine Initiative for the Ocala Chamber of an Economic Partnership, Ocala Metro, and she's also the host of the Horse Talk Show, Louisa Barton. Louisa, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. I love the legend in your own mind bit.
It's accurate, isn't it? Accurate.
It's spot on.
Yeah. Louisa, I'm calling you this morning because there's big news in the horse industry here as the World Equestrian Center has recently purchased the Ocala, or it was announced recently purchased the Ocala Jockey Club. How big a move is that for the World Equestrian Center to now be the owner of the Jockey Club out in Reddick?
Well, it's massive. We are the horse capital of the world. We own the title, and I think we're finally really proving that we are offering some of the finest venues actually in the world. And the Ocala Jockey Club is, a 900-acre property that is not only iconic, the second highest point in Florida, and some of the best eventing terrain, for our 3-day event riders, probably in the world. When we had the annual International 3-day event there in November, there were competitors from all around the globe coming to compete, saying that it was some of the best terrain they'd ever seen. So it's certainly an incredibly beautiful facility, just 17 miles, I think, from World Equestrian Center. Being able to offer these two facilities, which, nothing Mr. Roberts does is less than world class. So I know that the Ocala Jockey Club will be brought back, and certainly we'll see it, up to his standards, and it'll be a second facility that is a sister facility to the current World Equestrian Center, which I know will just further attract people from all around the world to want to ride and compete in this area. So I think it's a huge move, and I think it's fantastic that it's going to somebody that's going to bring it back and improve it, and hopefully we'll have the Jockey Club back as a place to train and compete very soon.
Truth be told, I produced your Horse Talk show for the better part of 2.5 years, so I went to the Jockey Club with you on numerous occasions to shoot video clips and interviews and to go to the 3-day international eventing competition that was there. It was COVID kind of set everything back and everything. Is there talk that international eventing competition, is there talk that will still continue?
So what happened with the COVID virus is that the previous owners, the NIGARDs, decided not to have the event because of COVID. So the event moved to Tryon International Horse Center in North Carolina. Now, when an event, when an FEI event moves like that for 2 years, it gives the venue, the host venue, the right to renew that license with the FEI. So because that event now will happen in its second year in Tryon this year, it would be quite a battle to get that date back here because Tryon would now have the right to keep that. I am quite certain that once the jumps are rebuilt, because, obviously they've been sitting for a long time, and in Florida weather, I'm sure a lot of the eventing course is rotted out there and needs to be rebuilt. But I would imagine once the facility is, up to the Roberts standards and that the jumps are all rebuilt and everything's reset, I'm quite sure we'll see Mr. Roberts applying for some of the dates to see if we can get some dates here, which, hopefully we can. The eventing calendar is set for 2 years. So, through 2023, right now the dates are pretty much set. Now you can apply for another date that is not already taken, and that's not to say that we can't get something, and perhaps, by the time he's done all the necessary renovations and improvements and everything, hopefully we'll see them applying for some of those dates. I do know that Shelley Howerton Page, who used to run the international 3-day event for the NIGARD in November here, has been hired by Mr. Roberts, and she is probably the best in the business. She was just at the Olympics. She is a name, extremely well-known name internationally in the eventing world, and you don't get much better than having Shelley on your team. So I would imagine that Shelley will be looking at, what is available that can be applied for, and hopefully we'll get some of those dates back. I do know from speaking with Clayton Fredericks, who is a local silver medalist many times, that he thinks that terrain and that area out there, that 900 acres, is just incredible for eventers. And I know he's mentioned how badly and direly in need of a good training track we are for eventers. So it may be that, there's some tracks that get built out there for people to gallop, some gallops, for people to train their eventing horses on, and it might become a place that people can go and train. I don't know if that's on Mr. Roberts' agenda, but I know it certainly would be on mine. So it's one of the best facilities and terrains available for training eventing horses, and there really isn't anywhere currently you can go and find some gallops to get your horse really fit. With some hills around here, and that would certainly offer a great place to do that.
It would be, if it was turned into just a practice facility, which would be used on a regular basis, it would be an amazing practice facility. I'm a big golfer, and sometimes the golf course is not as important as the practice facility at the golf course when you're picking a place to become a member of. So practice facilities are big deals. It looks like that the World Equestrian Center is pushing the equine initiative just hard now. What's the impact that the World Equestrian Center has had on the equine industry here in Ocala in the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, obviously, from the economic side, it's massive. We haven't measured that yet, although I do know that in the next couple of years we do plan to measure the economic impact. I can only say that it has to be in the millions. But one of the most significant things that I've seen is that it definitely does really, one of the key things that my job was actually created to do, which is it attracts people from outside the equine industry more than any venue in this area ever has. And much like Tryon International Equestrian Center, which I've been to several times, they offer all sorts of different activities all the time going on, shopping, golfing, great food places, all kinds of interesting entertainment and things to do all the time. And one of the things that's done is pulled the families in of the crazy horse ladies, as we call them. I'm one of them. It's pulled the families in, the husbands and the kids, to come and be part of activities within the equestrian centre. Now, Tryon's kind of forced to do that because it's in the middle of nowhere, about 45 minutes from anything. We don't have that with World Equestrian Centre. It's just up the road from town. But what we're seeing is people are going out there for dinner and watching the Grand Prix who've never gone to horse sports and watched before, and they're trying to learn and understand the different sports and how the competition works, which I think is wonderful, because it's getting the non-equestrians involved with the equestrians, which is really what we want to see. And they don't feel shy about going, as they might just to a horse event, because they can go quite legitimately and just have a nice dinner and then stroll on by, and they're not expected to understand everything right away because they went there for dinner. So I think it's wonderful that it's attracting everybody.
We're talking with Louisa Barton. She is the Equine Initiative Director for the Ocala Chamber of Economic Partnership. Louisa, I got about 10 seconds left with you. I know you've been to the jewelry store there at the WEC Hotel. Did you buy the $900,000 diamond necklace? I mean, I know you can afford it.
Not yet, but it's on my bucket list, Tom.
I was surprised you didn't say, well, Tom, I thought you were buying it for me.
Well, you should, really, but you're a married man now, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Hey, Louisa, thanks for taking time out with us, talking to us this morning.
Absolutely, sure, and hopefully your wife knows you're a legend.
Well, there you go. Talk to you soon. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
The toughest ground covers to solve some of your worst garden problems. That's coming up
The Alabama
on This
and
Land of
Georgia
Ours.
Association of Realtors filed a legal challenge Wednesday night in a D.C. District Court to the Biden administration's new national eviction moratorium. They argue the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's order Tuesday barring evictions through October 3rd exceeds the CDC's powers. Lawmakers in New York have called for New York Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign following the release of the state attorney general's report on evidence of sexual harassment. Cuomo's own party, including the president, is calling for Cuomo to